We'll do it live. It's heavy haul time, suckers. Heavy haul time. Alright, so we switched over to the version 1.58. That's the newest thing for American Truck Simulator. Let's see what they did wrong. So they supposedly improved the cabin physics. They fixed some of the transmission issues with the idle. And also flywheel physics. That's going to be interesting. Because many engines have different shift points in the RPM range. My engine is the N14 red top. It's a Cummins motor, high torque, high horsepower, so it likes low RPM. But it likes to be shifted every 500 RPM. That's a compound shift. But a split is at 250. So we'll see how accurate this is. Alright. Well, let's pick a heavy haul load. We got here. Let's find a good job. Good job. Abilene sometimes have good loads. I want a 9-axle because I also put the rear steer mod for the 9-axle. And I think it's also available for the 7. I'm not sure. Never tried it. First time. All right, here we go. So we got the crawler tractor out of Lubbock. Well, let's transfer to Lubbock. There's more shit over there. So we'll go with the world map. Maybe not. I think it's... Where was it? I don't think I have a garage in Lubbock. I don't know if I can transfer out there. Son of a bitch. I have Odessa. I don't have Lubbock. Thick! Ain't that some shit? We can, well, it's a straight shot from Amarillo. From where we're at right now, we have to do a 90. But Amarillo, I don't know if it has any good loads there. Well, let's transfer to Amarillo. Get her ass over there. It's been a while since I've done the transfer. I forgot how it's done. And then plus they changed the UI a little bit. So I got to learn that too. Here we go. It's quick travel, dumbass. Dumbass. Wait, I do have Lubbock. See? Why is it saying that I have Odessa? Alright, so let's go buy ourselves a garage in Lubbock. Expanding the empire. Empire! I mean, I've been hearing some pretty good things about this version. But I gotta see for myself. I gotta taste it. Give me a little taste. Give me a little taste. So apparently there's also some physics changes on the axles. It's supposed to be more reactive to the asphalt curbs, driveways, women drivers, all kinds of other sort. The stuff that they supposedly improved on in the map. Where's the garage? Is there even a garage in Lubbock? I don't think there is one. But there is a Peterborough dealership. Let's go get it. Let's go get this son bitch. Look at that. Just by looking at the fuel, it went up. What kind of bullshit is that? Now, okay, use accelerator and brake to move forward, reverse, use wheel lag. Oh, no shit. So I guess it reset all the tips. The game AI supposedly learns how you drive and it adjusts the frequency of the tips that you get. I guess I've been playing for so long that I don't get tips anymore. But now I guess it reset that. Alright, so where does it want us to go? Let's look at our GPS. Alright. Make a right. Now, what I also reset was I put the transmission to realistic. Hear that grind? So now it's supposedly improved the way it's supposed to shift too, where it's more realistic. Okay, that means I'm gonna have to adjust my clutch. Okay, I see what is happening. It is way shooting the RPM. It's overshooting it like crazy. I don't like it. California roll. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. Really? Ooh, I don't like that. Okay, so if you look at the tachometer, every time I press the throttle, it goes way the fuck up. It overshoots by like 300 RPM. That's a no-no. I'm gonna have to relearn the transmission. Well, at least the in-game one. What do they have? Why am I not getting any warnings? Okay, that's weird. So usually when you go over the markers, it would tell you, do you want to enter? It's not doing any of that. Alright, the torque feels a little better. In real life, when you got a pretty beefy setup, you rarely ever have to press the throttle when coming out of the lower gears, whether it's 1, 2, or 3, even up to 4, especially on the 18 speed. So far, I'm not liking this. Okay, see, that's better. But it looks like I have to put it in park and then turn it off and then press enter. See? But it's not telling me. Shit. I wonder if I can adjust that. Forgive me, for I will sin. Alright, so gameplay. And there's supposed to be a tack too. Like a tack overlay on the screen. I saw it last time when I briefly turned it on to make sure that the odd mods still work. And it's on the left-hand corner. Where my pedals are at. So it's under there. But on my screen, it's not there. It's not present. All right, let's go to controls. Let's adjust the clutch. Clutch, there you are. See, in a real truck, if you go all the way down and the clutch is fully engaged, you also hit the clutch brake. So the only time you want to go all the way down on your clutch pedal in real life is when you're in first gear. Because when your truck is completely stopped, you want to make sure that that flywheel that's on this side of the clutch is completely stopped, because otherwise you're going to grind the gear trying to get it into first. Or any of the other two low gears, first, second, and third. Whether you have a load or unloaded, whether you're bobtailing or not, from a full stop, you want to go to the clutch brake. Now, once you start rolling, you only go like maybe 2 inches to 4 inches down, depending on the manufacturer of the transmission. So that's why I have it set up the way I do. So it's more realistic. Because if you set it to how it's defaulted, you have to go all the way down. And it's not realistic. In real life, you only go a third of the way. If I remember correctly, it's usually a third of the way for the eating foolers. So that's how I have it set up. But it's not shifting that way in this new update. It wants me to go all the way down. So let's investigate this a little further. See, I have it where the shifter fast split. So you in real life with the 18 speed, when you're splitting, so let's say you have the button here on your right hand side. You got your split gear. You have your low and you have your high. So when you go from low to high, usually all you have to do is let go of the throttle and it'll engage into high. Right? Or if you want to save some wear and tear on your transmission, you go from low to high, then you double clutch out into neutral and double clutch back in. That makes sense? So basically you treat it like a compound instead of just splitting and then releasing the throttle. Because a lot of times it's not 100% in real life. But I guess they're trying to mimic that. But because the engine overshoots on the RPM, it's fucking it up. I might have to change engines. Because I have a modded engine. So I can get that thing up to 1,088 horsepower. Huh. But that's my favorite engine. Motherfuckers. You gotta talk to the community, suckers. Interface. Is that where the tachometer is at? Let's see. Yeah, I don't want hints. Get that out of here. And I always run that no automatic parking. It's always that skilled. The fuck? Do you guys see it? I don't see it. I don't see shit. I ain't found shit. Consumption units, they changed this too? So that was changed. Gameplay. See, skill parking. So with skill parking, you always have to, they'll give you the hardest well, not the hardest, but whatever they deem the hardest place to park, and then you have to park it yourself. Otherwise, it'll ask you, do you want to unload the trailer by, automatically? 9. So here's my settings for how the truck physics are. I might have to change them a little. Yeah, I'm not seeing the tech. Oh, well, they may have taken it out. It was in the way. But I think I'm going to have to change my engine. Gameplay. Already in there. Thinking too much, man. Just play. All right, shit. All right, so let's look up at the RPM. Okay, so it's behaving normally, but when you're in gear, this engine is usually tuned to where a normal hauling power, it's nominal at 1500 RPM. You shouldn't have to go beyond that unless you need emergency power. Then you can go up to like 1750, sometimes 2000, but you don't need to. You want to save, you want to be fuel efficient and be in the power band at all times, 1500 is where you want. That's a sweet spot. 1750 if you're doing passing or going uphill. And usually about 1600, 1700 if you really need that jake brake on level 3. Well, too bad that there's no pyrometer here. That's one thing that's missing in this game. You need to have a pyrometer. That way you know how hot that turbo's getting. Anything beyond 725 degrees on most turbos, you're going to melt that motherfucker. And it's a good indicator of how much load you're putting on the motor. So you want to keep it anywhere from 650 degrees to 725. And that's usually what you're looking at when you're going uphill. But this game is missing that. They should have added that instead of this stupid fucking idle thing. Or I don't know what they're calling it, but it's a flywheel thing. It seems like they put a really heavy flywheel. It's like inertial torque coming out of the crank. Now, since I'm bobtailing, I don't need to be in first. Shit, I can actually go to 5 and get off the ground. Takes a little bit of feathering. It would work if I take off the brakes. Take off the service brakes, see? Without pressing the throttle. So that's more realistic. In 1.57, you had to add a little bit of throttle if you wanted a split shift. But with this one, because I actually had a mod to simulate that torque. I guess now I should take it off. We gotta go somewhere. No, I gotta stay at the Peterbilt. Who's outside? Yeah, let me stay at the Peterbilt. Guess I do need to change my motor. Because I think they put in the specifications. There's nobody outside. I've seen no one. Fuck. Yeah, they put in the specifications that data. So we'll see. I know, a bunch of boring shit. Just get to driving. Well, I can't drive. My fucking motor's not working right. And this little indicator thing, I don't know what's going on with that. That's kind of a weird... I'm in the wrong one. Yes. I need to go to service. Where's the service? Right here. So service is going to be on that side. Yeah, it's right there. Right next to the cars. Alright, so let's go to service. Yeah, it's way overshooting it. By a lot. And the engine's not smooth anymore. Truck configurator. Motors. Alright, so I'm using the M14. See, this one doesn't have that specification. Let's go to a normal engine, one that's not a mod. Oh, let's go with the cat. C15, that's what I had on my Western Star 4300X. I had it set to 625 though. I don't think they have it in here. Well, they have a 3406E 800 horsepower. That's pretty good. But yeah, mine was tuned to 625. Yeah, I'm not seeing that spec. Unless they have it on the transmission. Which I doubt. I don't want to change motors. I love this motor. What other motors do I have? And I do love my air starts. But they don't have a loper for the air starts. You know what? Let's try this one. Let's try the V8. A 3408. Yeah, boy. No, the V8's a little bit higher RPM. Usually you shift these out at 1700. They can go up to 2000. Oh man, you gotta love those air starts. Okay, there's a couple of things that are not right. Diesels are really crisp. That's one of the beautiful things about them, is that when you press that throttle, it's instant response. Even without the turbo being spooled up. This one has a little bit of lag. But it shouldn't be going that high. You see what I mean? It goes up to 2000. But let's give her a try. Let's give her a whirl. No, you can... You see that? I had a compound out to split the reverse. You know what? Let me give it a fair shake and go pick up a load. Maybe it's just doing it because I'm bobtailing. So let's get a nice load. Let's give her a fair shake. So we're in Lubbock. That's a long haul to try. But we just might have to anyways. Oh, here we go. Perfect. We'll take the all-terrain crane. I should have enough power. I think 1066 is it's quite. You know what? Let's start at 7. Yep. See, still moving. Even on a split range. We're on a high range and it's still going. So they did adjust the idle torque. So that's a good sign. This motor is so freaking smooth. It's not very exciting. It's not like my Loper. Oh. That's one thing about the V8s. You gotta feather her out. See what I mean? I have to go all the way down into the clutch brake. See? It won't engage. That's gonna throw me off a little bit. Come on, get in gear. Yeah, I don't like the fact that I have to go into the clutch brake. Yeah, when I'm bobtailing, my truck has a lot of power. She be farting. She's a farter. But does it want me to get back on the freeway? Is that what it is? See, if I do it too fast, it won't let me. Oh, come on. Oh, shit, I missed a turn. What's the next turn? Ah, it's close enough. So this one, the flywheel's not as abusive as the previous engine. Yeah, because it was going like 500 RPM above where it normally should be. This one cruising at about 1700 will give you decent fuel efficiency, just because it's a V8. They like to rev up. You know, let's try the split. So what we'll do, I'll go into... Yeah, no. It's saying that maybe it's for the controller. Like if you buy the custom gear shift knob that has the actual range of splitter, but it's not working for my G27. If you try to drive this like a car, you are going to grind like a motherfucker. Check this out. Let me see. I'm going to try to drive it like a car. You see, you hear the grinding? Let me see if it'll take a downshift. They have it kind of set up like a car. See, in real life, that would have been grinding like a motherfucker. This compound one less. No, it's shifting like a car. I wonder if there's somebody's gonna come out with a mod to fix that. A real trucker. Yeah, because you don't drive a split shift transmission or a split shaft transmission like a car, because it doesn't have any synchros. That's why they call speed matching. You want to match the speed of the engine to the transmission. So it doesn't go by how fast you're going, it's going by what RPM you're at. Some guys will try to remember, okay, at 35 miles an hour, I should be in, let's say, 6 high. But where is it taking me? Should I take the first right or the second right? I'm gonna take the first right. Okay, I'm not liking that. See, that was correct. That was correct. See, it broke down there. That's not cool, man. But if I shift like a car, I'm pretty sure it's okay. See? Okay, there it failed. Sweet. So there is hope. There, that was wrong. Where the hell is it taking me? Hell no. Here, let's reload. Where was I? So I should have saved as soon as I came out of the service center. So we'll go auto saves. Look how many times it's already saved since then. So we'll go 658, see where that's at. Wait, no, we were fucking around. 722 sounds about right. Yeah, I've noticed I was watching other people play this game, but they weren't really truckers. And they were complaining about the amount of grinding of gears when they tried the advanced shifter, which wasn't happening on 1.57. But then again, they were trying to they were shifting the trucks like they do cars. But if you want the immersion, wait, do I? Yeah, I still have my old engine, so let me get my old engine a try. So, gotta let the air build up. Oh, it's good. Oh, we still haven't picked a load. So let's pick a load. Hopefully we still got the same ones. That's the long one. There it is. There's the shorty. Hopefully it's not supervised. Where I got a pilot team. Because the last time they fucking failed. I hated it. Especially the cop. He actually stopped in the middle of the freeway for no reason. Come on, I don't want to press it all the way down to the fucking floor. See how much the transmission goes up? That's no bueno. It doesn't like this motor. It's almost like rubber bandy. But like I said, let's give her a fair shake. I like the V8, but it's not very dramatic. Okay, in order for this to work, it's going to have to be consistent. Yeah, because usually at 1250s when I'm doing my shifting. For the splits and for compounding, I'll go down to 1,000. This is a really high torque motor. So it'll go down to 1,000. Then when you split, it's a drop of 250. So I know you guys like to see the speed that I'm going, but Right now, since we're testing motors and we're testing this new update, I'm gonna keep it at the fuel consumption. So I just compounded to 16 there. Let's see if it'll take off on 7. Yeah, you have to feather it quite a bit. So I'll start at 5. Yeah, that's gonna tire my foot out. It's not that difficult in real life. I need to stay back here so I can see the light. Yeah. Might want to get it on my way, my man. There you go. Good job. And I see the brutal shader is having issues. See how blown out my mirror that is? My left mirror? I'm gonna have to update that. See, now I didn't miss a turn. Haha. Let's go back to both mirrors like that. No, because of the way I'm sitting, my knees are up. I can't heel toe the throttle because my knees are hitting the bottom of the desk. Otherwise, I would be blipping the throttle when I'm downshifting. Oh, come on. See how fast it jumped up to 2,000 RPM? That would have blown a rod. I wonder if there's an adjustment for the clutch. I didn't look for that. There's an adjustment for the clutch travel. Wait, I'm in the wrong. It's one up. Oops. So it gets overexposed. That's the brutal mod. Yeah, it was this exit. Yeah, I can't blip the throttle. My knees are kind of like locked together. Come on. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back to the normal transmission. My left leg's already getting tired. Come on. Wait, where's... Oh, there it is. I see her. let's give her a try with the load, see what happens. Ah, it is. It's fucking restricted. Damn it. Oh well, let's do it anyways. It's good money. Alright, where's she at? Where are you? I mean, it's all the way around. Alright. Where's the front of the trailer? Ah. I knew it was going to be something wonky like that. I have to do an Austin Powers. Well, I'm just not having a good day today. Go. Don't mind me. I might break some of your sheetrock. Blame it on your boss. He didn't tell me I needed to back up. Now, one thing that I do love is when they introduce the advanced trailer, where you actually have to align the kingpin to the fifth wheel. So, you know, this one I should be able to split, but unless I compound, it won't go into it. See? Alright, let's lower the fifth wheel so we can get underneath. Alright, who put the pallets right in my way? That's fucked up, man. I'm gonna have to run over the pallets. Come on. Now it's a little difficult because of the depth perception to actually line up the kingpin using just the mirrors. But this is supposed to be a simulator. So what you want to do is you want to align your drives to the trailer tires. Did it just hook itself up? Wait a minute. It did. Okay, that's another fuck up. So in the gameplay, so skill parking should allow you to do a manual hookup. Where is it? No, this should be in the gameplay. So it should be Yeah, because I have it as realistic as possible. No, we don't want the Hell Start Assist. Okay, that turned it on. And I don't want anti-lock braking. I don't want traction control. I've never used it and never will. Now the axles, you can have it automatic because it's, since you don't have that perception, you can't see them anyways. Especially the ones on the trailer all the way in the back, you can't see it because I have the mod that gives you a realistic field of view instead of the stupid bird's eye bubble view or the fishbowl look to give you more vision through your mirrors, but it's not realistic. Makes it look like a convex mirror on your regular mirrors. What's this smart throttle control? Oh, it's for keyboard only. See, advanced trailer coupling. So this enables advanced coupling, which requires greater precision to align the truck's fifth wheel with the trailer's kingpin. When disabled, the coupling a trailer becomes much easier and there is no collision. But it hooked up by itself. So this is fucked up. So developers, get on her. Yeah, because she shouldn't have hooked up. Yeah, because I just saw the landing gear go up. Yeah, she's hooked up. Okay, so they did fix the low idle for the low gears. Because she took off without having the fed the throttle, which is great. It's more realistic that way. She's a tight one, boys. Convex mirror. And we're around the turn. Okay, she's still doing it, even with the load. In real life, 1250 to 1500, that's where I'm at. I rarely drop down to 1,000 unless I'm compounding between gears and not splitting. But with the heavy load, you want to split everything. But once you're going, 1 through 5 shouldn't have to be split. Let's turn this off. I don't know why it turns off the mirrors too. I don't like using the mirrors either. Those the UI mirrors. Okay, it gives it a cleaner look and it's more realistic. But with the brutal mod, the brutal weather mod, the real mirrors on the truck are too blown out. See the difference? See how overly exposed they are? Look at that. Look at the passenger side. It's fucked. So I gotta depend on the UIs. Alright, let's get out of here. Let's get to work. Now on a high range, you do want to start splitting with the heavy load. But if it was working correctly. See? The reason why it's not fully engaging is because I'm only going halfway down on the clutch. It wants me to go all the way down. That's a big no-no. Remember a clutch brake? don't want to do that. Come on. See what I mean? Now, in real life, always be in gear. Always. Okay, we got the emergency blinkers on, so that's why they stopped for me. Thank you, fellas. Come on. Yeah, I'm gonna have to turn it off. There's no way. It makes the game so not enjoyable. It took all the fun out. And it's not realistic. Come on. So now you're gonna break my engine, huh? Yeah, I'm turning that off. So let's turn it off. Finish this job. Swap the motor. Take another job. And see how it goes from there. Controls. No. Where was it? I always forget which one it is. Because I never had a monkey around with it. So shifter layout. You know what? Let's try it one. Well, yeah, let's try one down. So simple plus warning sound option will allow you to shift simply as well, but with gear grinding sounds when you shift incorrectly. Let's try that one. Oh, wow. See what the AI did? When I put my markers to make a left-hand turn, it stopped to give me room. Ooh, I like that. You needed a mod which never really worked correctly for AI mod, for AI to do that. Okay, now it's a little bit more exaggerated. Thank you, buddy. That's one improvement that fully on board for. It's not allowing me to double clutch. So let's put it in. And now it's behaving on a higher range. Really? Fix yourself. You watch my other gameplay. I have the same options that I have right now. You'll rarely hear any grinding. Come on now. Maybe it could be because it's a modded transmission. And it doesn't like it. Okay, but there's no way I'm gonna make this turn. Let's see. The GPS sent me the wrong way. Wheel maker. Wheel maker, boys. Is are my rear steers turning? No. I have the rear steer mod on, but it's not working. I'll make that turn. Huh. Okay, so I gotta play with that a little bit more. I never tried that mod before, but I may have it on the wrong priority. We made that turn. Perfect. So we'll change motors first, and then we'll change transmissions. And see if we can find a sweet spot for the new update. See if she'll take off on 3. With the amount of power I have, there should be no issue. It's a little bit of an issue. That's a lot of rain. I can barely see out of it. See how the cabin's not rolling anymore? It used to roll like a fucking boat. So I gave her a little bit of adjustment so my little hula bobble looks a little bit more realistic. It stays on the dash. And it doesn't break my immersion. Nice. That's a lot of freaking rain. So I thought this was going to be a piloted job. But no. Sweet. Because we had one of those last week and it fucking sucked. Either the front pilot was going too slow, or the rear pilot, the one that allows me to merge into a different lane, wouldn't merge. And then I would get a violation. I would have to start the mission over again. The job. Now, there's no dead zone on my steering wheel. I'm gonna have to readjust that. So this update did a lot of tweaking. Because normally I'll have like a 2 or 3 degree dead zone. So I can actually sit here and drive like a real driver. Where it would have a little bit of a dead zone in the center. Right now there's no dead zone, so any little movement on the steering wheel, it's seeing it. That's why I'm tracking more than usual. Really? He just ran into my trailer. Great job, dude. Dummy. Okay, so they need to fix that. Where when you have oncoming merging vehicles on the on-ramp, they need to speed up. In the game, they tend to slow down before merging. Can't even tell if my lights are on. Come on, big boy. Oh. Well, that was that would have been cool. That would have been disastrous. What do you want from me? You know what? Let me shift it like a car. See, there's no grinding. They want you to shift it like a car. That's no. No. Let me see. Yeah, they want you to shift it like a car. No. 999. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay, something just went completely off. We lost all control. So wait a minute. Yeah, the computer, it lost everything. So it wasn't responding to my keyboard. Nothing, the mouse, everything was not responding at all. It kind of like alt-tabbed itself out. That's never happened before. Let's load some back in, see if it happens again. What time is it? So hopefully this latest one should start us off on the freeway. Well, that was odd. So it alt-tabbed itself out, because next thing I know, my cursor's on another screen. But it caused kind of like when you turn the key off and take the keys out while you're driving. Everything got locked, including the fly-by-wire throttle. But then again, this is a beta. Can't fault them too much. So it's going to be my job to add my input. Because if not, it's on me. Here, let's drive it like a car. Yeah, that's what it wants me to do. It wants me to drive it like a car. Or shift it like a car. But I'm not used to it. I'm so used to double clutching. I'm driving like I do Project Cars now. Here, let's go halfway down. Yeah, it wants me to drive it like a car. Let's see if I can float it. Nope. There's no floating. You have to press the clutch. You know what? I wonder if I can float. Go on the straightaway. On the advanced. Let's check that out. Interesting. It's not letting me float on simple plus warning. See if I go in. Yeah, see? I have to press the clutch in. So let's go back to advanced. Go to controls. Let's go to advanced. Clutch or throttle. So it does have throttle release. Throttle requires the driver to only release the throttle to split gears with no gear stick movement. Clutch or throttle is a combination of ladder 2. Let's try that one. Alright, so if I can go to 17. Okay. What do you want me to do? Let's go to 18. That's not correct. So I pre-selected a 17. See, it should have shifted down, back down to 7, because 17 would be, it would be 9 low. And then 18 would be 9 high. Okay, it's a little confused. I should have taken the opportunity to put a dead zone on the steering wheel. But it fucking all tapped out on me. I wanna see why it happened. I should have hit the replay. You guys see the dead zone? There isn't any. It's completely responsive to my steering wheel, which is fine if you're doing a racing sim, but not trucking. Trucking, you see in the movies that are seesawing back and forth. That's what you want. Because on the older trucks, that was kind of how it was. It wasn't an issue because that's how the worm drives were. But as they got newer, of course they got tighter, but they were never this tight. They don't have rack and pinions on trucks. It's all drag link. It's all worm gear and drag link. Do you want me to go into? Okay. Okay, that's weird. So it wants me to blip the throttle. Oh, that's how it's working now. So it wants me to blip the throttle. That's what it is. Okay, that's not realistic either. But at least they're trying. Like I said, this is just a... But here's the thing. It didn't tell me to go into the weigh station. So... I'm gonna have to keep that thing down at the bottom until we can figure what happened. Figure out what's happening. Let's see how much we weigh. Okay, so you have to leave the guidance on for it to work. So I weigh 129,790 pounds. Why are you not going at the third? Okay, so it's their version of floating. But because the inertia on the flywheel's too heavy, it's not working right. Alright, so we can't float gears. Alright, so we'll keep it there. Alright, so that's their version of floating gears, or what we call pro shifting. It's not something you owner-operators don't usually do because it's going to cost you on rebuilds in the end. Because it's something I didn't do when I was an owner-operator. If it wasn't your truck, do it all fucking day long. It's not your truck. It's not your money. And nowadays, they usually don't have to worry about it because most of these fucking companies have automatics now. Alright, so now they do have pro floating. Sweet. That'll save me in the fucking my foot. Now the way floating gears work, for people who don't know what floating is, floating is when you're shifting, when you're compounding and splitting without using the clutch. The thing is, you cannot be on the throttle. The clutch cannot have a load, otherwise it won't shift. So what I would do if I wanted to go, let's say, to 9 low. Holy shit, where'd he come out of? So let's downshift. So you would have to come off the throttle in order for it to actually work. And then blip it when you're downshifted. This is where the term "grind it till you find it" comes from. Is from floating gears. So see, it's kind of tricky because you would have to look at my shifter hand, which is on the right, and then my pedals on the left. So if I want to make it effective for you guys to see what I'm doing, I would have to switch me to where the pedals are at, and then the pedals to where I'm at, so you can actually see what I'm doing. Alright, so they're getting closer. That's neat. I actually kind of suggested that in my video last week, on the last time I drove, before the 1.58 update, was they should put in floating. And here it is. Sweet. Now, I'm nowhere near saying that because of me. No, I wanted to see it in the game, but here it is, a week later. Cause I ain't got no viewers. I'm doing this talking to myself. Let's be real here. But it's just coincidental that it happened. The Brutal mod needs a little bit more work. I don't know if it's my settings, but I've been working with Grok to see if I can fix it, the overexposure. But I can't tell if my lights are on or off. So right now it's 5:16 in the evening. And I should be able to tell a little bit. I mean, I kind of can, but I have to squint my eyes. So here's my high beams, here's my low beams. So they're on. I wonder if with the jake brakes on, it'll help settle that flywheel inertia. So right now I'm right on the sweet spot. I'm right at 1500 RPM on the higher range of economy driving. Okay, what did it? The graphics burped there for a second. Had a little bit of a no encoder issue. Maybe it was saving. Okay, yeah, my frame rate is dropping. Alright, so floating it's almost there. So you gotta blip it when you're downshifting. And to upshift, you just gotta release the throttle. Remember, it can't be under load. No, transmission can't be under load from the engine. See? Nice and slow. Yeah, something's going on here because my frame rate is taking a big hit. See, that's nice and smooth. That works a lot better than the advanced. So when you're floating, when I used to float, even on my own truck. Now watch, I'm gonna have to blip the throttle. Now, because of the inertia, it wasn't realistic. It was too abrupt. But I would operate with two pedals. So my left foot would always be on the brake, and my right foot would be on the gas. Because when you're doing heavy haul, you don't want to be a dumbass, be wearing flip-flops, and not be at the ready at the controls. So I would drive with 2 feet. 2-foot operation, and then float. But that's usually on flat ground. I don't have to worry about having to double clutch. Okay, so what do you want me to go? Do you want me to stay here? Or are we going to Wichita? I think he wants me to go to Wichita. Because I think we're on our way to Kansas. Yeah, we're going to Wichita. Okay. So we're in the proper gear. Now let's downshift to 1. Actually, I should have compounded to 15. Now take the load off. Upshift. Okay. See, nice and smooth. Nice. Okay, take the load off, compound to 17. Beautiful. Alright, so they got it pretty close. Okay, back to the air brakes. When you hit the brakes, you want to slow down 5 miles an hour. Don't want to waste that air. And see how I'm lip wristing? That's a heavy hauler thing, because you want to feel the gears. When you're limp wristed like that, you're not grinding gear because you got a heavy load. If you're carrying 80,000 pounds or less, you don't care. You slam it into gear. When you're heavy hauling, you slam that gear, you got all that weight behind you, and you're in the wrong gear. You're stripping gears. You're not just grinding them. Don't be that asshole if it's not your truck. And if it's your truck, you're gonna feel it in the wallet. Because not only are you gonna have downtime because you just busted your fucking tranny, but the downtime to get it fixed. See, like you want to go down 5 miles an hour, and then, okay, see, that's the problem with the inertia. When I blipped it like that, it should have went up like maybe 100 RPM. Not fucking 500. But like again, we're in beta mode, and this is also a modded motor. So I can't really blame the devs. And I don't even know if my mod has been updated since like 1.45 or something like that. Because I paid for this mod. This is a Pinga mod. It was the only one that had the truck skin and motor combination that I wanted, but that was since 1.45. I think I paid like $3 for it, but still, $3 is $3. Money. Money is money. See, on the splits, it's 250 RPM, but let's say I wanted to go to 16. I would go down to 1000 RPM. So let's actually hit the brakes. Then I will go to 16, flip it, see no grinding. Perfect. Now let's say I want to go to 18. That's good. Let's say I wanted to compound from 8 to 9 in real life. I will go up to 1750. So let's go up to 1750. And in game it would be up to 18. So 1750 there. Okay, that didn't work. That became sensitive. So that's where they need to work on a little. That's a way station. They didn't ask me to go in. Oh, now it tells me. Okay. I have the violations off because I love to speed. So I turned it off, but it didn't give me a ticket. I have fast track, so I'm good. I forgot what it used to be. You would be paid at the end of the toll road. I forgot what it's called, but there's a fast pass for us truckers. And then to go across borders, you have Nexus, which kind of also works for the toll roads. So where's my high beams? All right. So the lights aren't very realistic, and that's the fault of the brutal mob. Wait. Oh shit. Wants me to go this way, or did I just get off the wrong one? No, I'm on the right one. Okay. Hey, okay, they still need to work on that GPS. Because it looked like I should have stayed there, but it actually wanted me to actually get on the off-ramp. Because of the toll road. I'm gonna compound to 11. Here we go. Compound to 9. 7. Back down to 3. Okay, so that's always been an issue. Because of the size of the map. Why are you not working? I'm gonna get closer. What's going on? Oh, there it is. Damn, it wanted me to get close. Alright, give me the arm. Okay, let's see how the floating goes. Okay, so with floating, it wants me to go. Okay, so it will compound, but not very accurately. See, I'm trying to compound to 12, and it won't let me. At least we kept the rubber down. It was close. We almost flipped it on the on the turn. But yeah, the GPS has been an issue. Ever since the game came out. So I'm gonna have to clip that when I upload the video. Show proof of the stupid GPS still not working correctly. That's why a lot of the sim drivers, they'll turn on the vocalized GPS, because it'll tell you. Can't see shit. It'll tell you next right. But I don't like running that thing, even in real life. I don't know. It triggers me. I don't like people telling me what to do. Not even the fucking GPS. So if I wanted a GPS, I'll look at it. God damn it. So that's why I like turning it off. I had it turned on because they wouldn't tell me when to come into the way station. In 1.57, you won't have that issue. It'll tell you. You'll just hear a ding. Okay, so it wants me to turn right. See, you kind of have to predict it if you're looking at the GPS. See how it's jumping too high? It shouldn't be doing that. What's up, dude? Hey, it's my turn, suckers. Come on, float in. There you go. Yeah, a new update that changed how the truck works to make it more realistic. And we're trying to figure out how realistic. See how I'm not using the clutch? So it's a little touch and go. But I mean, it's not too bad. Oh man, I wish I had protesters. Let all my intrusive thoughts win. That'd be fucking awesome. Okay, now my high beams aren't working. My high beams broke. I don't care what you're fucking protesting. You're in the middle of the road. You're a speed bump. I don't give a shit. That's why I put bull guards in the front of our trucks. Why are my... See, now my high beam's working. It wasn't working before. See, with the new update, they were trying to fix the flywheel and it's not working right. Because in real life, when you blip a diesel, it doesn't go 1,000 RPM like a fucking gasoline engine does. It's pretty slow. Yeah, usually when you blip full throttle, it'll go up 250, maybe 300 RPM, which is ideal. Here is jumping 500 to 1,000 RPM. Come on, get in. There you go. Oh man, what's that question mark? What's going on here? Oh, it's a turnabout. How I made it without being able to see. Because nothing in my truck moved. That means I made it through successfully. Yeah, it still has a little bit of issue when you actually compound. That's when you actually go from one gate to the next instead of splitting. But back to that that roundabout. Okay, I just broke all kinds of laws right there. I wasn't in gear. Wow. I'm a long fucking bitch. So realistically, I shouldn't have been able to make that turnabout. But somehow I didn't hit anybody, I didn't hit anything, and the cabin didn't react. I weigh 1,300 or 130,000 pounds right now. Yeah, the floating is still not correct. Because that should have been in third. So with floating, you're more successful if you actually compound each gear. But then again, like I said, it's in beta mode. And I also have a modded engine. They'll figure it out. That's one thing about having a CDL. You want to get 2 points on your record? Come out of gear and coast. That's a big no-no. And realistically, you shouldn't be shifting when you're turning either. But I mean, it's kind of unrealistic too. That's an unrealistic demand. Okay, so it has an issue between 2, 3, and 4. So the biggest violations, aside from an accident, come on. Okay, so yeah, so it's having issues with the modded engine and the modded transmission. It doesn't know the actual RPM points. So again, back to the violations. You want to get 2 points on your record, you speed, you coast, and you roll back. Accidents are worth like 3 or 4 points. More than likely you can lose your license if it's your fault. But if it's not your fault, because with the CDL you can't take traffic school and get those points removed, and that includes being in your personal vehicle. So it can't be like, oh, I'm not in my truck. Why am I getting two points with my speeding ticket in my Toyota Corolla? It doesn't matter. If you have a CDL, you got to drive professionally whenever you're driving. That's one of the caveats of having a CDL. But the major violation is coasting and rolling back. So don't do it. See, that should have split into third because it went down to 1,000 RPM. See, now it worked correctly. It went down to 500 RPM and it worked. So the potential's there. And the reason why they make it a big violation to coast is, especially for downhill driving, you need to be in gear. And if you're going downhill, and you miss a gear, it's hard to get it back into gear. And next thing you know, you're in neutral going 80 miles an hour downhill on like a 4 or 5% grade. That's the reason why you have a runaway truck. Okay, so we're not getting... See, I'm in the spot because I can see it on the mirrors, but it didn't give me a ding, it didn't give me a green light. How realistic do they want this to be? But if I had the guide out, see, there's the tachometer. So it wants you to have the GUI on, then it'll give you the warnings. But if you take everything off, then it goes into realism mode. All right. I see you 1.58. I see you. Now, how do I get my points? Yeah, because I'm in. See? Unless it wants me to drive further up. Wait, the truck is still... Wait, do I need to drive forward? Oh no, it wants me to... Okay, what's going on here? Okay, something's busted here. Okay, see, that's wrong. It shouldn't have coupled without my input. And it's not telling me if I'm on my... I haven't finished the job. So I have to have the fucking GUI up. Okay, that's a big no-go. You want to let me back up. Let's get out of the green. I'm gonna lose points here, but who cares? Okay, let's see if it goes green without the GUI. Go back in here. Where's my mirrors? Okay, so now it turned green. So you only have a visual cue. You don't have an auditory cue when you don't have the GUIs up. Let's try that again. So I'm in green right now. I'm out of green. See, there's no auditory cue. So let's bring the GUI up. And now it's gonna ding. And now I can detach. And now I finish the job. So that's another thing that's not gonna. That's a no-go. Especially for the people that are shooting for realism. It's still a game. It's still kind of arcadey, but it does have realism aspects. It's not like a Microsoft Flight Simulator. Trucking has its own things, like flying a plane. That's the reason why the medical card that is issued to you when you have a CDL, and you have to renew every 1 to 2 years depending on your health. 2 years if you're in perfect health, 1 year if you have heart condition, eye vision problems. Can't transfer over to becoming a pilot. It's the same questionnaire and the same process. You have to get a checkup every time you need to get it renewed. If you don't have that medical card, you're not getting your license renewed. So trucking, a lot of the aspects, a lot of the professionalism transfers to being a pilot. We're not nowhere near that with this game. I love this game. It's trying. It's been around since 2016. And with this new update, I think they're really headed towards that direction to break away from the arcadey. But they need to hire a team of real truckers to give them much more input, because I think they're trying to. I think they do have a team, but it seems like they don't have owner-operators, where they're focused more on keeping the truck alive and well-maintained than just driving. So, I mean, they're getting close. This 1.57, it's a little on the arcadey side. 1.58, a little bit more on the realism side, but needs a lot of work. Like it's still in public beta, which is cool. But if they release it like to do all the other updates, it's far from that. It's far from perfect. But then again, all the other updates are nowhere near perfect, especially since they break all your mods every time they update. So, all right, well, good job, fucking devs. You're getting closer. It's been, what, almost 10 years now? Well, actually, I think you are celebrating your 10th year anniversary. And I think that's where they went to 1.58 with the realism. And they jacked it up a couple notches. So, for some reason, this game had been really popular for like the past year. Had a mediocre following all the way up until now. Now it's popular with all kinds of streamers, whether they're drivers or not. People are having a lot of fun with this game, so it's cool. They're heading in the right direction. So, on that note, time to hop off. And I will see you guys later. Don't forget to check out my homepage. Check out GoFundMe campaign. I'm shooting for partner before I hit 50 in 6 weeks. So you got to help me do that. So go check out my videos on YouTube. But watch my streams. I'm going to start trying to stream every day like I used to when I first started. So I will check you guys later. Thank you for watching. Peace out.